Hi guys, time for a quick update on the subject of what is happening during the vacation and more importantly, the door. I now have a new door, so what does that mean for the channel? Now some of you are probably thinking, what on earth is he talking about a door for? Whereas some of you are probably going, it's about time. Because if you didn't know, the door has been a topic of discussion on live streams for a few years. My old door was terrible. It was old, it was crappy, it was full of holes where I think someone was throwing darts at it, you know, the people who lived here beforehand, and generally it was not a good door. This subject came up so many times, believe it or not, somebody actually donated money to the Get a New Door Fund. So this person should be happy to know that I now have a brand spanking new door. Why is it called brand spanking new? I have no idea actually. I have no idea where the spanking comes in. And I'm going to change the subject back to the door subject right now. So yeah, I have a new door. But why is this important? Well, simply put, not only does it look a little nicer, having, you know, a lot less holes, it is also a damn sight thicker. It is a very solid door, 60mm thick. It is not hollow like many interior doors and it doesn't get thinner in the center. It's just 60mm thick and solid all the way through. As you can imagine, this blocks off quite a lot of sound. It's supposed to be rated to reduce sound by 45 decibels, I believe, which is actually noticeable. I'm sure you can already imagine the advantages of such a door. For example, right now I'm recording this. My family are on the other side of the door. They're not too loud, they're off in the bathroom, but ordinarily you'd be able to hear them. With the old door, you would actually hear what is probably a lot of fighting. For all I know, there's absolute chaos and Gomorrah going on outside there. And in here, it's nice and tranquil. But believe it or not, that is not why I bought the door. I'm not trying to cut out my family as much as it may seem I'm doing that. In actual fact, it's the other way round. I'm trying to spare them the sounds of me, you know, shouting and screaming. Now, this is an issue because a couple of months ago, I found out that people in my building were going through various building projects. There was one apartment getting a new bathroom and a new kitchen. Another apartment was having some work done and so on. And it was going to be non-stop work for about 5 or 6 weeks. And indeed, the last month and a half has been kind of annoying here. So noisy that I just couldn't even dream of recording, or I'd try and record, I'd get 10 minutes into it and I'd have to pause and wait for an hour and a half for the noise to end. You may have even noticed sometimes in videos, I may just pause very briefly in a place where you might be thinking, why did he go to the menu? That I've generally tried to cut it out, so you may not have noticed it. If you've not noticed it, that's good, although I do realise now you'll be going back and trying to find examples of that, so my apologies for that. But basically, there's been so much noise. Now, a door like this, the new door, would not help because the sound wasn't coming through the doorway, it was coming through the ceiling and the walls. The entire apartment was vibrating. There's nothing I could have done to prevent that kind of noise. However, it did mean that I had to try and find other times to get recording done. So I was recording at weekends, I was sending my family out. I was trying to record in the evenings, but it's not that easy because, of course, you know, I get kind of excitable when I'm playing and you don't want me to be sat here whispering unless it's a horror game. Now, the horror game idea, you know, that could have been one way of dealing with this, but I did obviously have quite a few other Let's Play commitments, and thus I wanted to be able to record at night and not disturb the family, and the new door allows me to do exactly that. We've tested it now and I've been told you can barely hear me even when I'm ranting and raving. You can tell that I'm doing that, you can hear it from outside, but only just, and if you walk away from the door you can't hear me, so that is perfect. I now have the option to work in the evenings without disturbing my family. So how does this tie into vacation then? Well, one of the problems obviously with all of this noise is I couldn't get videos easily made, so I've actually had some difficulty just keeping up to date. But because the vacations are coming up and we're going to be away for 8 days in Denmark, a week in England for a wedding, and my family are going to be running around for about 3 or 4 weeks, and I will not be able to record during that period, I was trying to get a lot of backup videos so I had something to post. Basically, I wanted to keep the normal timetable for you. This noise really made that hard. The general idea was to get this door in about a month ago. But in typical Norwegian fashion, after I ordered the door, I got a phone call saying, "We're sorry, but the door's arrived, the frame hasn't. It's probably going to take another 3 or 4 weeks for the frame," because you know, it's 4 pieces of wood. Well, it's probably more than 4 pieces of wood, but anyway. Whatever, I had to wait. It finally arrived. We finally got it installed on Tuesday. All of the neighbours have finished all of their work. That's kind of annoying, as you can imagine. We've ordered this door, we've had it installed. It's an expensive door. It is very nice. And then all of a sudden, it's basically all the noise is finished. All the neighbours have finished their work and they're all now going on vacation. The good news is, it does mean for the next few days before the vacation starts, I can work evenings and get the last few videos I need. I'm trying to get 3 weeks of backup so that I can cover the holidays. I'm probably going to be a little short after I've worked this weekend, but in between Denmark and the England trip, I will have a few days where we're in Norway, and I will be able to add a few hours of work to the backlog, and hopefully you will not notice any change in timetable. And I want to try and get that done. So at the moment though, I think vacation time will mean no change for you guys. It should still be 6 Let's Plays per week, 3 Fallout 4, 3 Skyrim as it is now. And obviously there won't be anything like mod reviews, there won't be any extra videos. But then you've not had any of those for a few weeks because of this problem I've been having. I've not had time to do those, let alone the things I really need to do. So, business as usual is basically what I'm saying. For vacation, thanks to the door. So we should all appreciate what this door is doing for us. It is actually a really nice door. I mean, I'm hamming it up a little bit here, but it looks nice, and it really does reduce the noise. They can barely hear me, which is great. Obviously, having this door is going to allow me a lot more freedom in the future. I'm going to be able to make up for any delays or any problems I've had during the day by working in the evening. I'll be able to do that now. So overall, this is a pretty good investment. I'm really happy that I finally got this done. Now, the work being done in this room, the room where I do my recordings, is not over. I do have one last thing to do before I'm going to be completely happy, and that is to add sound damping materials to the wall. Now that I'm going to be recording with the door closed, because during the day I leave the door open so I get better air, I also get better sound quality. For those of you who don't know, if you have rooms with lots of flat surfaces and not very much furniture to absorb the sound, you get a slight echo known as reverb, and it is quite noticeable. I'm probably getting a slight reverb now because I haven't done my usual tricks of placing some blankets and old mattresses against certain parts of the walls. Believe it or not, that is what I do. With the door closed, I have yet another very flat reflective surface that will add to that. So what I have actually done is I've bought several boxes of acoustic material, the sort of stuff you put on the walls in studios to dampen the sound of my voice as it reflects off the walls behind my monitors. I'm probably also going to place some of that on the door itself just to ruin the look of it, and maybe a few other places in the room. This will allow me to, well, essentially just sit down and start recording, because right now, believe it or not, when I start recording, I close my laptop, I take an old mattress, I balance it on the laptop against a wall, I push the other microphone that's got a microphone arm against the mattress to keep it pinned, I open some of the cupboard doors, I move some boxes that I've got to the middle of the floor to help absorb the sound, and so on. I do several things. You can barely move around the room, and I have to close the curtains and the window, and the air gets kind of stale in here. I'm hoping once I get the walls covered in this material and certain other places with it strategically placed, I'll be able to just sit down and work in a fairly open room and have it sound pretty good. I'm going to do another video once I've done that just to show you how it looks, because I think it might look kind of cool. It's going to make the wall I'm looking at all dark and professional looking. So I will make another video. Now, the only two things that I really would like to do to make this room great for recording is, one, buy a soundproof barrier to place between me and my computers. They're quite expensive, but you can get ones that look quite nice. I've even figured out how I would place it, and then I won't get direct sound from the graphics card fans. I've got a very quiet system, actually. I've got two very quiet systems here, but they are noticeable. And, you know, I mean, it's just every little bit helps, right? I don't know if I'm going to do that. I'll have to see. The other thing is the chair. I don't know if you can hear it. I'm not sure if you can. It clicks if I move too much. So when I'm recording, I have to really concentrate on sitting still. I love this chair, and although it does need some new covers, I'm really happy with it. But it's just started to make kind of a lot of noise. So there you go. I mean, I'm barely moving. It clicks every now and again, so it's kind of annoying. It's a constant reminder that I'm not actually in Skyrim. I'm sat on a chair. Maybe I need one of those desks where I can stand up. I wonder if I could do that. I wonder if I could do a Let's Play while standing up. That would probably be better for me as well. I'm going to look into that, but you know, I really didn't want to spend that much money and time creating a place to work here, as the idea was to try and get a house and move into it. Although from the looks of things, that's a couple of years away now because the house prices in Norway. You don't care about this. Okay, no. Well, anyway, so I might look into that here. I may try and get a standing desk. That'll be quieter, unless my knees start creaking, which at my age is a distinct possibility. So anyway, that is it for the update. That is the state of the room, and I will be going on vacation. We're going away in the middle of next week. I will hopefully have the normal 6 Let's Plays per week for you, and that is pretty much it. There will not be any extra videos. I'm not going to have any chance to get out, you know, mod reviews probably. It's unlikely that that's going to happen, but I think I will get the Let's Plays. There will be no interruption, so I'm sure that's good news for some people. I will post a new video fairly soon, as I said, and I'm probably going to do an update video when I get back where we can discuss more actual channel stuff than just making my room soundproof. So I hope to see you guys after summertime, and I hope you enjoy your vacation.